Hi, welcome to this edition of Garden Guns. This is a reshoot of a video I did as a back-to-back with the 110 video. Unfortunately, when I was editing the video for this video, the wind noise on it was so bad that it was virtually unwatchable. The wind noise was pretty bad on the 110 video, which I must apologise for, but it got even worse for the one that I did on the HW44. So here we are again, discussing the HW44. Though hopefully the wind noise isn't going to be as bad as last time, although it does seem to be gusting up again. It was reasonably calm about 20-30 minutes ago, but it seems to have picked up. So I'm lucking out. I'm just going to go ahead and try and shoot this one, get this one done and dusted and in the can. Right, anyway, less prattling, more factual discussion about this little thing. And what have we got? This is the HW44 pistol. This particular one is in 2.2. And from what I can see, the HW44 is basically a 110 in a pistol grip with the action reversed. Sorry about the shotguns as well, if you can hear those. There's a shoot going on in the fields. Yeah, it's a 110 action. The trigger's the same. The cocking lever's the same, the magazine release the same, the ambidextrous safety is the same. You know, as I said, the only thing major difference is it's in a pistol grip and the cylinder's shorter. The shorter cylinder doesn't really make any difference because, you know, in the UK definitely anyway, this is below 6 foot-pounds. I've chronographed this with JSB Exact Jumbo Diablos, 15.89 grains, and this came out a sort of steady 5.1 foot-pounds. So, you know, it's where you want a pistol to be. Weirdly though, I also chronographed it with the RWS Superdomes, which are a lighter pellet, and it was doing 4.3 foot-pounds, so almost, you know, a quarter of a foot-pound difference there. And yeah, I was surprised, but once again it just goes to show, you know, test pellets in whatever rifle or pistol you have to find out what it likes, what pellets your particular rifle or pistol really likes, because it does make a difference to the performance. But anyway, back to this. So what else has it got? Well, it's got a lower Picatinny rail and an upper Picatinny rail, open sights. I find the open sights not that great, so I've put a red dot on the top. Having said that, the problem I have with the open sights could be down to my, you know, 50-year-old eyesight rather than you know, the actual fact that they're not that great. I'm pretty sure you know, an 18, 19-year-old would probably have far less problems with it than I do. What else? This particular one comes with the rather nice Weihrauch silencer on the front, which has got top and bottom grub screws. It's how it mounts. It's very effective, as the Weihrauch silencers, airgun silencers seem to be. You know, really does quieten this down to virtually no report at all. As I've said, as I might have already mentioned, it's got a really nice contoured grip. I find the grip really comfortable. I wish it had a little bit more of a palm shelf, because the pistol is quite nose heavy, especially with the extra momentum, well, the extra little bit of the silencer. Even though the silencer's really light, it does seem to give it a little bit more of a nose down sort of moment. I definitely need to shoot this two hands to get any sort of reasonable accuracy out of it. Here we go, wait for the gust to go through. And there we go. I need to shoot this two-handed to get any sort of reasonable accuracy out of it if I'm freehand shooting. You know, I've had a few friends over, we've plinked down at the bottom of the garden with it. Everybody's really enjoyed using it. They've all said it's a really nice pistol. But they've all found it, you know, reasonably heavy. It's not what I would call a target pistol. I'm thinking at round about 5.1 foot-pounds, you know, if you put a little Picatinny attached bipod on it, you've probably got effectively a short range, you know, 10 meters, 15 yard pest control tool here. Something you can use where maybe a full power air rifle wouldn't be the most or the best tool for the job. You know, a little bit too powerful. You know, if you had to be a little bit more worried about, say, the rounds passing through your intended quarry, or you know, maybe a missed shot, this is going to be a far more useful tool short range, I would say, but I definitely wouldn't really be using it anywhere past 15 yards. Yeah, I'd say 15 yards would probably be its max from my perspective anyway for pest control work. It's surprisingly accurate. I'm no pistol shot, we'll see that in a minute. I will be shooting off the tripod because we're not here to critique my pistol shooting, because there's nothing to critique. I'm a bad pistol shot. What we're trying to do here is to show or demonstrate how accurate this can be. So I'm going to move on to the shooting portion now. I've got a target set up at 10 meters, and I'm going to shoot a string of 10 shots and see how we do. It's got a fresh charge in it. As I say, I've just chronographed this at 5.1 foot-pounds. It's sort of zeroed in. I zeroed it in with the RWS Superdomes, but then I chronographed it and I was so surprised at the 4.3 foot-pounds that I then put the JSBs through that and we got 5.1. So I'm going to do the string that the group with the JSBs. Anyway, right, let me get down range, set up the camera, and we'll come back, we'll do the shooting and then have a little finish up on the discussion. Back with you in a minute. Right, so here we go. Ooh, storm clouds are gathering, a bit ominous out there. HW110. HW44. God, I've got the 110 on my brain at the moment. We'll be having a talk about the 110 at the end of this video. So, 10 shots, 10 meters. Remember, we're not testing my ability to shoot a pistol, we're just trying to get this to group okay. Right, see how we can do. Let's see what we can do. Right, so turn the sight off. Actually remember to do it this time. Unload. Oh, come on. Close. Let's go and grab the target and see how we've done. Right, so how did we do? Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. A little bit, just dropped a bit there on the bottom, but it's still all underneath a thumbnail. Yeah, it's basically this pistol is more than capable of shooting you know, a small ragged one-hole group, you know, 10 shots at 10 to 15 yards. You know, 5 foot-pounds, you know, and that's with the red dot, but you know, 5 foot-pounds, easily good enough with a red dot to do close-in pesting. Easily accurate enough and powerful enough. We now come to the major bugbear that I have with the HW44. It is unbelievably expensive. It's over 600 quid. You know, it's not far off the price of a new 110. And therein, I think, lies the massive issue I have with it. I just can't see the value. There are air pistols, pre-charged air pistols, out on the market that are just as accurate and just as capable as this. Unless you are a Weihrauch fanboy, a collector, or you just particularly have the hots for this particular pistol, in which case nothing else will do, I can't see the value in this. It's certainly not something I would be spending my money on. You know, if I could get a steal on a second-hand one, you know, really good priced second-hand one, then maybe, you know, it's a really good pistol. You know, it does exactly what you'd expect it to do, and as you know, it's accurate. It's just, yeah, I just think it's overpriced. And that's generally it. Other than that, I've got no problem with it. As I say, it shoots well. On that point, I think what we'll do is we'll draw a line under the HW44 chat, and we'll just use the next couple of minutes to revisit the you know, the 110 video that I did. There have been a few comments on the 110 video, and much to my disappointment, they've been about the reliability of the 110. Apparently, more than a few people have had issues with the 110 losing power over its lifetime. You know, so much so that it's, you know, they've had to take it to a tuner to try and get the power bumped up. You know, I'm incredibly disappointed to hear that. It's not what you would expect from Weihrauch. Even though the 110 is their more budget-friendly rifle, it's still supposed to be a Weihrauch at the end of the day. And you expect a certain level of reliability that goes with that name. If I was in the market to get a 110, my advice would be to do your research. Go onto the forums, find out exactly from those that own it, you know, who has and hasn't had problems. I've included a link in my 110 video to another YouTuber's YouTube page, where he talks about the issues that he's had with his 110, and to be frank, his videos are better than mine. They're far more slickly put together. Mine are a little bit rough around the edges, but anyway, he talks about, you know, about this, what happened to his rifle, and I think it's definitely worth, if you're in the market for a 110, it's definitely worth having a look at. And also, I'd say, you know, as I said, you know, just have a good ask around the forums, just to see what other people think before spending that money. If I was to get hold of one, you know, I think I'd either want to make sure that there was some guarantee from the retailer that I was using about any issues like that. You know, I'd expect it to be covered under warranty, or, you know, if I was getting it second hand, you know, I'd want a good, I'd want proof of a good chronograph result, and I would also speak to any local tuners, you know, my local tuner, just to find out if he'd got any experience with that particular problem, and to see what his thoughts or her thoughts are on it. I think, you know, that I'd want to make sure that I was covered should my purchase of my nice shiny new or my nice shiny second-hand HW110 end up suffering from that drop in power issue. Unfortunately, you know, I'm not fully conversant with what causes that. You know, I don't own a 110, but I just thought it would be worth making you guys aware that there is an issue if you weren't already aware. But anyway, that's enough of that. Thank you very much for watching this video. Keep an eye out for my next one. It should be within the next couple of weeks once I get around to editing it. I'm going to put this one out first, and then I've got a few other videos that I've already recorded. It's just a question of getting around to actually editing them. So keep an eye out for those, and until then, stay safe, and I wish you all the best. Cheers.